All right, for more on this, we have Joel Rubin, who's a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Congressional Affairs, and he's with us in the studio. Joel, great to have you back.
Thanks, Kelmany.
So Trump has managed to ruffle a few feathers on this state visit, and I guess there's a feeling or perhaps a criticism in the UK that he's trying to exploit the divisions within the country itself, from those that want to remain in the EU and those that want to leave. What do you think Trump's strategy is here? What do you think he wants to get out of this state visit?
The big issue here is Brexit, and Trump has always been a fan of Brexit, and he was a very hostile voice regarding Theresa May and her negotiations with the EU. He essentially said that Britain needed a hard exit from the EU, and so he's very happy right now. And it looks like the American government and the British government are very close and happy, but that's bad news for the American people and the British people.
The UK is really going out of their way and bending over backwards with an extensive amount of pomp and ceremony for the president. What do they want out of this?
Well, it honestly, it looks as if Britain is trying to become extraordinarily close to the U.S. Maybe they want to be the 51st state. Who knows? Because right now they're looking towards us, not towards the Europeans. I think they know deep down that they're going to have a hard Brexit, that there is no negotiation for a slow glide path out of the European Union. And so they're coming to the U.S. And for Trump, that's a win. It strengthens his right-wing friendships across Europe. And it really galvanizes him in a leadership role towards an anti-multilateral position, something that the Queen herself today advocated for. And it was almost this surreal juxtaposition of the past arguing for multilateralism and Trump trying to create a future that is opposed to that.
So presumably they may be looking for the United States to cooperate on a trade deal, but there's also, the U.S. is also looking for the U.K. To kind of stand beside it rather, in the instance of Huawei. Where do you see the cooperation between the two countries there?
Yeah, the British right now, they're in a position of deference to the United States, and they're going to do what we say and what we ask because they know very well that they're not going to have a good relationship with Europe going forward. But on trade relations, Huawei, right here in the U.S. in particular, we're taking a hard line, and there's a lot of political support for that position across party lines here in the U.S. to be tough on China related to trade. The danger, though, is that the president seems to already be antagonizing his base with the Mexico tariff threat that he just laid out. And so it's all coming together, and there is a deep concern that he actually is going to start to undermine our economic growth of the past year.
So speaking of the domestic politics, I realize that I'm asking a Democrat this question, but I am looking
I'm not biased.
I know. I'm looking for some analysis on if this state visit, which we know it's a very special occasion, does this do anything to help him domestically from getting involved in the minutia of Washington politics?
Well, whatever bounce he could have gotten from going to Britain, he killed essentially by picking on Sadiq Khan, the mayor, and then calling Meghan Markle nasty. And so
that on arrival?
Before arrival, and Prince Harry not wanting to be seen in public. That's embarrassing. And so the American people, we know Donald Trump, we see what he's like, but on the world stage, it really makes Americans get deeply embarrassed by this behavior. So domestic bounce from this visit, very unlikely.
All right, Joel Rubin, great to have you back. Appreciate you being with us.
Appreciate it, Kilmany.